Hi guys, I'm going to read you a book called The Zeg Files, My Grandma Major-League Slugger. I think she's get younger again, right? But she looks old, but she's short. Maybe she's just shorter, right? Let's find out. I'm going to read the whole book today, not chapter 1 to chapter 3. Maybe if I run out of time, I could read chapter 1 to chapter 3, but I'm going to read a whole book this time. Wait. Let's start. I don't know much about baseball stuff, so I don't know Major League, but that means like baseball league, right? Here we go. Chapter 1. There are a lot of things in the world I don't understand, but two things stump me the most. 1. Outer space. I mean, how far out does it go, and how could it never end? And if it does end, then how does it end? And if it does end, and what's beyond the ending? 2. My grandma Leah. She's an 80-year-old lady with white hair. She's only 4'10". She knows nothing about baseball. So how could she hit a ball farther than Sammy Sosa or Mark McGuire? My name is Zach. I'm a pretty normal kid, but weird things happen to me all the time. There was a day I drank some disappearing and became invisible, and the day I started turning into cat, and the time my grandma came to visit us and started getting younger and younger till she was a little girl. Well, you get the idea. Anyway, I live in New York. I'm 10 and a half, and I'm in the 5th grade at the Horace Highway School for Boys. My parents are divorced, and I spend about half the time with my dad. I go to Chicago to visit my grandma Leah at least twice a year. Usually I go with my dad. This time he was too busy writing an article about toadstools for Mushroom World magazine, so I went alone on the plane. Grandma picked me up at the airport, and we took a cab to her apartment. Grandma Lee's apartment is on a high floor of a building right near Belmont Harbor on Lake Michigan. From her terrace, you can see all the boats in the harbor and way out on Lake Michigan. From the roof of her building, you can practically see Europe. As soon as we got to her apartment, Grandma Leah insisted that I have some lunch. I had just eaten lunch on the plane, but I ate again. When Grandma Leah wants you to eat, you might as well eat, because you're going to end up doing it anyway. One thing that Grandma and I always do together is look through old photo albums. She shows me stuff that belonged to my dad when she was a boy, or stuff that belonged to my grandpa Sam when he was alive. Grandpa Sam was a big sports fan like me. So after I finished my grilled cheese sandwich, Grandma said, "I have something to show you." Grandma went to her room and brought back an old shoebox. I was hoping it might be full of my dad's baseball card collection. I came across this box when I was cleaning my closet, said Grandma Leah as she opened the box. There are all sorts of ouch! Grandma Leah jumped like she's gotten an electric shock. Grandma, I said, are you okay? I suppose so. She said, I don't know what that was. Maybe some, what do you call it? Static electricity? Here. She handed me these shoebox. Maybe you'll find something you like. There were no baseball cards, but there were lots of interesting things. Old programs to Chicago White Sox ball games, tickets to Chicago Bears football games signed by quarterback Sid Luckman, and an old baseball signed by Chicago Cubs players Andy Pufko, Phil Cavarretta, and Bill Nicholson. An old tennis ball signed by somebody whose name I couldn't make out. Also in the box was a strange-looking keychain. It had a tiny metal baseball bat attached to it. The keychain was broken, and so tarnished it looked almost black. What's the keychain, Grandma? I asked. Your Grandpa Sam bought it at an auction. It belonged to a famous person in sports, Babe Ruth. Do you know the game? Do you know the name? He was popular in old days. Are you kidding me? I screamed. This keychain belonged to Babe Ruth? Grandma Leah, of course I know who Babe Ruth was. He's the only famous baseball player who ever lived. The greatest home run hitter. This keychain must be worth a fortune. Really? She said. It doesn't even look like real gold. It's so tarnished. Let me shine it up for you. Grandma took the old keychain into the kitchen. She got out a polishing cloth and went to work on it. As soon as she started rubbing it, something weird happened. It started glowing. It was a soft blue glow like the fire on a gas stove. This little bat is quite pretty when you shine it up, said Grandma. She took the little bat off the keychain and put it on a necklace chain she was wearing. When she did, the soft blue glow seemed to surround her for a moment. Then it faded. Grandma Leah frowned and shook her head. Grandma, I said, what's wrong? I don't know, she said. I feel a little funny. She sat down on her reclining chair. Wait a second. Oh, my ear. My eyes. Oh, it's so dried. Where were we? But she didn't stay there long. She blinked a few times the way you do when a flashbulb pops in front of your eyes, and then she got up. You know what I'd really like to do? She said. She was rubbing her hands together and smiling in an excited way. Take a nap? I said. Grandma often takes what she calls a little snooze after lunch. No, she said. Go to the park and hit some baseballs. I stared at her as if she were crazy. You're kidding me, I said. Oh no, I'm quite serious. I'd really like to go to the park and smack that old pill around. Just let me change into more comfortable shoes. And so Grandma and I went to the park to smack that old pill around. We started to play, but it was pretty obvious she didn't know the first thing about baseball. She couldn't catch. She couldn't throw. She couldn't run. I gave her a bat and got ready to throw her a pitch. She looked pretty stiff and uncomfortable holding the bat. A couple of kids stopped to watch. They were whispering and laughing. I knew that they were making fun of her batting stance. I showed her how to stand and how to hold the bat. I threw her an easy pitch. Grandma squinted at the ball as if she wasn't quite sure what she was supposed to do. But then she swung. The crack of her bat sounded like a rifle shot. The ball went soaring into the air. We both watched it go. The kids who were making fun of her watched too. Their mouths were open. Did I do it right? Asked Grandma Leah. Are you kidding me? I said, Grandma, that was amazing. Try it again. I threw her another slow, easy pitch. She smacked it 300 feet. It cracked off a branch of a huge oak tree and disappeared. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Neither could this kids who were watching. Oh my, said Grandma Leah. I'm so sorry, Zach. If you can't find the ball, I'll buy you another one. Don't worry about it, Grandma, I said. I trotted off to look for the ball. I poked around in some bushes, but I didn't see it. Any luck, dear? She called. I looked back at my grandma. She was in the batter's crouch taking a few practice swings. She really looked like a pro now. Weird. What was going on? I found the ball and headed back toward Grandma. I threw her another pitch. Again, Grandma knocked it at least 300 feet. I didn't know what's come over me, Grandma said. Suddenly I had a feeling that I knew. The little baseball bat charm from the shoebox, the weird blue glow around Grandma Leah when she put it on. I bet it was the bat charm that gave her these amazing powers. Grandma Leah was no patience with weird stuff. She doesn't even like to hear about it. I decided not to say anything. Instead, I tried a little experiment. I asked to borrow Grandma's necklace and put it around my own neck. I picked up the bat and Grandma threw me a pitch. She had a lot of trouble getting the ball anywhere near me. Eventually, I got once where I wanted it. I swung with all my might. The ball went about 10 feet and popped to the ground. I asked her to try it again. When I finally got another pitch I could hit, it went only 20 feet. The necklace wasn't doing anything for me. In fact, I was betting worse than usual. I just don't get it. If a weird thing is going to happen to anybody, it usually happens to me. Did this mean the bad charm wasn't magic? Or did it mean the magic only worked on Grandma? It seemed really unfair to waste home run hitting powers on my grandma who couldn't care less about baseball. Then I had another idea. Maybe the reason Babe Ruth's tiny bat hadn't worked for me was that it had lost its powers. Grandma had hit 3 home run type hits. Genies usually give you only 3 wishes. Maybe the little bat's power were already used up. I gave the necklace back to my grandma. I threw her another pitch. She smacked it so hard it sailed straight over the trees and into the Lake Michigan. Well, there went that theory. The baseball charm was magic. I was sure of it now, but it looked like it only worked for my grandma. Rats. Excuse me. Where's my ruler? Oh. For a second. I have to get my water. Where were we? I think I have to use my rulers, okay? I love Rakuma. Where were we? Okay, I wasn't about to wade into the water to look for the ball, so we went home. Grandma Leah cooked a nice dinner with some of her famous chicken soup with matzo balls. I made a big fuss over how amazingly she had hit the ball, but it seemed still little to her bat. to her that I finally just dropped the subject. The next day we had tricks to see the Chicago White Sox. Wait, guys. I think I just have to read chapter 1 to chapter 2. Sorry. Wait. I'll just read to chapter 1 to chapter 3, okay? Played the Boston Red Sox at Comiskey Park. I live in New York and I love the Yankees, but I also love the White Sox. I don't know what that is exactly. Partly that it's that the White Sox are in Chicago where my grandma Leah lives. Partly it's that my dad grew up in Chicago and he loved the White Sox when he was a boy. The White Sox had gotten off to a great start this season and everybody started talking World Series. But then their hitting fell way off. They started losing games. Right now it looked like they weren't even going to make the playoffs. There were only 2 games left in the regular season. If the White Sox could win even one against the Red Sox, they'd be in the playoffs. If not, the Red Sox would. I was really hoping the White Sox could pull it off, but they were in a horrible slump. The guys sitting next to us were White Sox fans. But they kept saying how nothing short of magic could save the team. Little did they know that weird magic stuff was about to happen. Stuff so weird, I wouldn't have believed it myself if I wasn't there. Except that I was. Whoa. I'm really sorry, my dear. I just have to read chapter 1, okay? Sorry, I have run out of time. So, goodbye. See you in the next video. Please subscribe my channel and goodbye. I'm very sorry. Bye.